Hello, what can we learn from Vermeer for our own painting today? In this video I will show you point by point how I analyzed and adapted Vermeer's technical and color principles in this modern subject, and how I incorporated a touch of Vermeer into my work. The inspiration for this tutorial was this book, which was recently published. It documents the extensive restoration process of Vermeer's painting Girl Reading a Letter at an Open Window over several years in Dresden here in Germany. You can also find videos about it on YouTube from the Gemäldegalerie Alte Meister Dresden. This painting is obviously not a Vermeer and isn't meant to imitate Vermeer. That's clear, since the ribbit breed has only existed since the 19th century. But I've incorporated several points that we can learn from Vermeer. Let's go through them point by point. Vermeer liked to use a muted yellow in his paintings and frequently combined it with blue. This color combination has a powerful effect on me, and I'm probably not alone in that. In Vermeer's time, not as many pigments were available as today. For yellow, according to analysis, he used Titanate Yellow and yellow lakes, which he sometimes glazed over the Titanate Yellow. Since Titanate Yellow is highly toxic and difficult to obtain today, I mixed an imitation. I used nickel Titanate Yellow and slightly muted it with some Naples Yellow Deep, a PBR24 nickel Titanate Orange, then mixed it with lead white imitation until it achieved this pastel tone. It's also known that Vermeer often worked with lapis lazuli, but also with azurit, smalt and indigo. Since pure ultramarine blue as a lapis lazuli substitute would have been too dominant for me, I choose a mixture of ultramarine blue and indigo for this pillow, and indigo for this one. And today's indigo paints are also replacements, usually made from phthalo blue, ultramarine and black pigments. For the blanket at the bottom, I choose a muted green mixed from yellow lake and indigo, but more on that later. Otherwise, I selected pigments that closely match those available in Vermeer's time. As always, you will find the list in the description. I think Vermeer painted remarkably modern for his time, not only in his color choices, but also in his brushwork. In some places, you could even call it impressionistic. Since I tend toward detailed painting, it was a challenge for me to keep the brush looser. I didn't try to imitate Vermeer, especially since he often applied paint by stippling, but incorporated it in my own way. Vermeer mastered the gentle blending of transitions, which could be described as a form of Sfumato Effect. It creates incredible liveliness in eyes and lips. In my opinion, Vermeer commanded this absolutely masterfully. I would need more than one lifetime to achieve this level of perfection. But I made an effort and blended details here and there. Like most Dutch painters of the Golden Age, Vermeer didn't paint according to rigid rules. The approach was very pragmatic and goal-oriented. The underpainting was sometimes laid in monochromatically, usually brown but also grey, but also quite colorfully. The subsequent layers were sometimes opaque, sometimes semi-transparent and sometimes transparent glazes, with these often applied only at the end for deepening, for example in shadows, or to intensify color. Sometimes many layers can be found in the paintings, in other places actually only a single layer over the underpainting. Some areas were also abandoned and completely overpainted. Since I mainly work with glazing techniques, I kept it that way with my paintings this time. But where I felt it was appropriate, such with the yellow pillow or the beige sheet, I applied the color semi to full opaque. From numerous studies, we know that Vermeer also used yellow lakes, primarily Weld, as it was available in the Netherlands at that time. It's known that the background of the girl with the pearl earring was created from indigo and yellow lake. but details in glossy effects have also been documented. And enhanced luminosity with a glaze over the Titanate Yellow is considered likely. In my painting I created a beautiful deep green for the blanket at the bottom from Yellow Lake, a gambot substitute mixed with the Indigo replacement. I also added some luminosity with Yellow Lake in a few spots on the pastel yellow pillow. During the examination of the painting in Dresden, it was noticed in several places that the brown underpainting was likely purposely allowed to show through at edges and used as a final color layer. This can also be observed in my painting, even though I use it less consciously. Often it's also carelessness on my part. Either way, you can achieve beautiful effects with this technique. A well-known stylistic feature in Vermeer's painting are the recurring shimmering points of color that create a very special intensity in the light effect. I use these sparingly in my painting so that they don't immediately catch the eye, but still create a subtle effect. So, certainly there are many more aspects of Vermeer's painting from which one can learn a great deal. Composition and the moods that Vermeer created. But I'll leave it at this small experiment and I've taken quite a bit away from it. So I'm happy if I can bring you a few small insights that you can use in your own paintings. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.